folks, welcome back to yet another Football Manager 2020 team guide, and we're going to take a look at Birmingham City out in the Championship. So here we are at the screen where we will select Birmingham City. They are expected, according to the media prediction, to finish 14th in the table. This screen shows a quick overview of Birmingham City. If you're unfamiliar with them, with their nickname, where they play their football, they do play at the St Andrews Trillion Trophy Stadium, which is a 30,000 all-seater bad boy. They've got great training facilities, adequate data analysis, and great youth facilities. Quick overview of the club culture. To fellow players using the club's youth system, play attacking and entertaining football. History. Well, that's a quick history. We can always look at that later. So here we go. Quick glance at the initial welcome screen to the role of Birmingham City manager, and there we go. And we have a little chat with the managing director, Dong Ren. He gives a little bit of a back history about Birmingham City here. Feel free to check it out. Also, and let's shoot about your current assistant manager, Paco Herrera. Moving forward, it'll talk to you about your best 11. Some familiar names in there if you are a Birmingham City fan. It'll also show you current loan obligations with the club, which have been set up obviously by your previous incumbent as the Birmingham hot seat. It'll also talk about your club culture. We also mentioned some of it already. Play entertaining football. Also talk about the 5-year plan, the long-term plan, even the next couple of season plans. All broken down here for you. So make sure you check that out as well. It should be this default for everybody, but I think maybe as if you were to become or add a manager later on in the game, it may change. And here you have a chance to set up a press conference with the media, and inter-squad friendly, and also get some advice from the backroom staff. Feel free to dabble with those yourselves, but for me, I'm just going to leave it at the default. So here we are, as the very first initial screen. We're going to take a look. Obviously, we want to know how much money we have to. We don't even want to look at the squad just yet. We want to take a look at the finances. So the bank balance does have us at £10 million, and the board have generously given you £5 million to spend on transfers, with £294,000 on wages. Your scouting budget is pretty similar, and occasionally it'll let you play around with that to either give yourself more transfers, less wages, and that sort of stuff. So it's an okay sort of budget to start with. It does say that we have some debt that we need to take care of. The projection is that we're going to lose a bit of money. So hopefully, if you are lucky enough to take over the Birmingham role, maybe you'll get themselves in the Premier League first at time of asking and get rid of all that debt. So let's take a look at the current squad with you at Birmingham City. We'll get them in the sort of right order. We've got a couple of goalkeepers on the books, a couple of veteran goalkeepers as well. So maybe you'll be looking to add some youth in that, with Lee Camp, who's 34 years of age, and David Stockdale competing for that jersey at the moment. Quick overview of the squad. There's some standouts in here. Who's the big guy? I think Cowley's up there. Kiffin Balt is quite valuable as well. Jeremy Biella as well, not too shabby. A lot of value in this squad, but this guy's the man. Ivan Sunjanic is a Croatian, picked up this season for £6 million from Lokomotiva out in Croatia. So he's the man you'll be pinning your hopes on. Maxim Colin as well, or Colin, know him very well actually, because he scored against Rovers to break our hearts in the recent match between Rovers and Birmingham. Decent right back or full back, can play on the right or the left hand side. Formerly at Brentford for £2.2 million. Very, very good right back, and a solid option for you. Jeremy Biella is another pickup that was arrived in the summer. Free transfer for Albacete from the Segundo Division out in Spain. He's an attacking midfielder, can play on the right or the left hand side, and also down the middle. Very, very fast, got great acceleration, and he's got that all elusive flair as well. So he's a player that could be a very good creative option for Birmingham. Harley Dean is a very solid centre back. I like Harley Dean, formerly at Brentford, arrived for £2 million a couple of seasons back, sort of ever present really for Birmingham. So they've got a whole host of players. Dan Crowley as well. We'll talk a bit about Dan Crowley. Could go as high as 5 stars, formerly of Aston Villa and Arsenal. Spent a bit of time at Barnsley and Oxford before going old Dutch on us. Eventually signing for Willem Zwijter, and he played quite a few games in the Eredivisie last season. Very, very good midfielder, can play across the board, left side, right side, down the middle, and even further forward as well. Current ability is 3 and a bit stars, could go as high as 5, so he's definitely one to keep an eye on, and he's still very, very young. Speaking of potential ability, the main man, I think Bellingham is the man. We'll take a look at him. think he must be in the youth setup. But Frank Filababa is also one to keep an eye out as well. 21 years old, Spanish fella, could go as high as 147. He's currently playing at 121, so he's got the potential to go much further in his game, and he's got age on his side. They've also got loanee Jack Clark-Salter from Chelsea. I think it's Chelsea, right? Yeah. And Angus Medina as well, 24-year-old Spanish guy. He must have arrived. He must have been another one of Pet Clatet's signing. So he's also at the club. All in all, not a bad looking squad. What about the youth? Let's jump into the development centre and have a little look, because I'm interested to look at young Bellingham. Where is he? Is he even in this squad? He must be. Is he in the under 18s? He must be. There he is. We'll take a look at Bellingham in just a second. But anyway, the under-23s, current ability, we're looking at a couple of players standing out. They do have a young goalkeeper on the books. Moal Ramos is actually on loan from Real Madrid, so he's not really Birmingham property, but yeah, you've got him on there just in case. Odin Bailey is another youngster. 2-star ability at the moment, could go as high as 4, so he's one to keep an eye out. 19 years of age as well. Any other hot prospects that we keeping an eye on? Ryan Burke as well. That's got the potential young Irish left back. Stephen Sendon as well, another left back, but could only go as high as 3 stars. Most valuable player within this books in the youngsters is Steve Sendon, but he's listed for loan, so I expect him to go out. And then we go take a look at the guy, one of the hottest prospects in the Championship. It is 15-year-old Jude Bellingham. That's right, rally at £4.1 million. Very, very good player. See, again, Birmingham played Rovers quite recently. Bellingham was in action, and he wasn't at his creative best, but he definitely, at that young age, is actually tremendous to have that ability. Obviously, through the academy. He's in the academy right now, but definitely going to fast track this guy if you were in charge. Look at the stats already. As a 15-year-old, this doesn't happen very often. Can play down the middle as a box-standard midfielder. Mazzella can play further forward as an advanced midfielder as well, and also on the left and right. And even as a striker, if you're desperate. Definitely want to keep a hold on. I'd get that contract signed up pretty quick time. Let's take a look at the squad dynamics. The team cohesion is poor. The dressing room atmosphere is poor, but the managerial support is good, but you've just arrived anyway, so that's probably why. Take a look at the current hierarchy at the club as well. A couple of leaders. We have Lucas Jakowicz, Gardner, and Harley Dean as your team leaders. These are the guys that you'll be looking to give the captain's armband to. Then you have a whole host of other players coming in as well. I haven't even talked about Magoma, but he's in there amongst those next tier of leaders. And then we have these guys on the bottom here who need to kind of get integrated with the squad quick time. Speaking of getting integrated with the squad, here is the social groups within Birmingham. Crowley, young fella, needs to get in amongst it, but again, that'll get better in time. Obviously, new arrival, trying to get familiar with the players. The same could be said with these two outsiders here. They need to get in amongst these social groups and become buddies with them. Speaking of that, let's take a look at the overall happiness. There seems to be a bit of a feeling of discontent at the club. No one's really over the moon at the moment. They need to kind of get that morale changed and fast. So looks like you're gonna start with a team that's a little bit miffed. I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. Maybe a new face, new signing. You have a bit of money to spend, so maybe you could do that as well. Code of conduct, you'll sort that out later on, and you can also host a team meeting if you want to go there. Let's take a look at the team report. The analyst, where is it? There it is. The strengths and weaknesses for Birmingham. Youth prospects, they've got very good youth prospects. Realistically, you only got one amazing one, which is Bellingham. It's probably one of the finest youth prospects in English football right now. Kicking is also up there as well. Defending depth, we'll take a look at the positional depth in a minute. Communication, agility, transfer budget. Like I said, they've got plenty of money in there, and marking, which is great. As for overall weaknesses, overall depth, striker depth is a little bit low on the totem pole. Wage budget is not the greatest either. Eccentricity, the goalkeeper in the teams are generally quite eccentric. Not that many weaknesses. Definitely got more strengths than weaknesses as well. And flair is an area of concern. They say that's a wobbly area. What about, let's take a look at the squad depth now, shall we? Where are your squad depth? It's right there. It's right in my face. So you do have 2 first-team goalkeepers, and again, we already mentioned that they are veterans. As for your fullbacks, you've got a couple of fullback options. You've got 5 in total, but again, like in previous videos, a lot of these fullbacks can play either side. Look at Colin. He can play at the right hand side or the left hand side. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So it does say 5, but you're more likely got 4, and I wouldn't even consider Clark Salter as a fullback as well. He might be able to go there if you're desperate, but realistically, you best use him as a centre back. Speaking of centre backs, you have 8 on the books, which is a good number. 4 is probably what you need, like 4 out-and-out centre-backs. And you've got that Dean, Roberts, Clark Salter and Harding. The rest, the other 4 of them are probably makeshifters, like Grounds could play there. Peterson if you're desperate, and these other guys here. So I wouldn't really consider these 3. So you've got 5, I'd say solid enough centre-backs to keep you moving in the right direction. And they could play on the left-hand side, the right-hand side. Moving into the midfield, we have Magoma. We didn't really talk about him. £2.4 million rated, 31-year-old Democratic Republic of Congolese international, formerly of Spurs. He's your best bet on the left-hand side. Villababa is also an option as well. What's his best position? It's anywhere you like, really. This kid can play anywhere. Could go as high as 5. Bayela is the best on the right hand side, 7.75 million in Angola, and we did briefly talk about him as well. Guzman is actually on loan at back in Spain. Magoma could go over there if you want. So you probably got your bases covered. Jefferson Montero is another good signing at this level. He can play on the left. So you got 2 decent left-hand side with Magoma and Montero. Villababa and Bella can play in those on the right-hand side. And you got some other fringe players who could go there. As for the middle of the park, Sunjic is in there. Gardner, Crowley, Kiffenbelt, Gardner, very good depth in the middle of the park, and we also got Bellingham to think about as well in the youth. Up top, I think you're a little light on numbers up here. Jimenez, Jakowicz are your best bet strikers. Obviously, Jakowicz gets himself a couple of goals every now and again, and Jimenez is you're pinning your hopes on him to fill the void from Che Adams. Signing from second division team Almira out in Spain, £1.3 million, obviously by the previous management. So he's up there to lead the line, and you got some other players who could go there if you want. So I'd say looking at a striker, perhaps, maybe a couple fullback options. That's probably your weakness areas at the moment. Quick look at we did mention it at the start, but we'll go there anyway, as I do with all of these. Quick look at the overview, the season preview. Birmingham are expected to finish 14th, 20-1 odds. Any standout players in the team of the year or whatever? No standout players for Birmingham. So Maxim Colin is actually in there. He's in there. I tell a lie. He's right there. So you do have the official best right back in the division. So yep. Looking forward to seeing more of Birmingham as you do. And if you are successfully enough to get the job as a Birmingham manager, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to see more of these team guys, this is the place to be. I'm not just doing England. Oh no. I'm going to be looking at the other top divisions out in Europe, and also some of the weird leagues that you never really take a look at. The Indias, the South Americas, there's Japans, all those kinds of stuff. They will be coming on the channel in exclusive one-off, really long videos. So make sure you check those bad boys out. Until then, I'll be back again tomorrow with some more championship team preview guides for FM20. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.